We are anonymous. No faces, no flags, no parties. We exist in the cracks where power thinks it is untouchable. We watch when the cameras turn away. We connect the dots when the media pretends they do not exist. We speak because silence is exactly what authoritarians rely on. And tonight we are here because what happened was not random, not shocking, and not isolated. It was predictable, it was engineered, and it was dangerous. Anonymous reveals Trump's night descends into chaos as a top congresswoman is attacked. What you saw unfold in Minnesota was not a single act of madness by one man. It was the end result of a long chain of deliberate rhetoric, dehumanization, and political incitement pushed again and again by Donald Trump. The chaos that erupted inside that town hall did not begin there. It began with words. It always does. Earlier that day, tensions were already high across Minnesota. Minneapolis was dealing with the fallout from aggressive federal immigration operations that had sparked outrage, protests, and grief. Federal agents had been deployed heavily. Communities were angry. Families were afraid. Ilhan Omar, a sitting member of Congress, was doing exactly what an elected official is supposed to do. She showed up. She listened. She held a town hall to address her constituents, to speak about immigration enforcement, to demand accountability, and to call for the resignation or impeachment of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem over the deadly consequences of federal actions in the state. Inside that town hall, people were emotional, frustrated, and scared. And then it happened. A man rushed forward and attacked Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, spraying her with liquid from a syringe. Panic erupted. People screamed. Someone shouted that Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment. Someone else cried out in shock, saying, "Oh my God, he is bracing on her."
Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment. I don't know.
Oh my God. Oh my God, he sprayed something on her.
I need a napkin to know nothing. No, we'll go. No, we will continue.
No. Ilhan, you need to go get checked.
No, we will continue. These assholes are not going to get away with it.
You need to go get checked. No, you don't know what.
Confusion spread. Voices overlapped. Some people wanted to stop everything. Others demanded the event continue. Security tackled the attacker. The man was arrested for assault. The substance he sprayed was foul-smelling, unknown, and terrifying in that moment. For a brief instant, no one knew if it was toxic, if it was deadly, or what could happen next. That moment was chaos, and it should never have happened. Ilhan Omar was not seriously injured. She stood back up. She returned to the microphone. She said something simple and powerful. "Minnesota's strong. We will stay resilient in the face of whatever they might throw at us." Later, she said fear and intimidation do not work on her. But let's be clear. She should never have needed to say that. This attack did not come out of nowhere. It followed a familiar pattern that Americans have seen again and again. Trump attacks a political opponent publicly. He lies. He exaggerates. He smears. He turns a person into a symbol for his base to hate. Right-wing media amplifies it. Social media spreads it. And eventually someone decides to act. In the days and weeks leading up to this attack, Trump had once again targeted Ilhan Omar. He accused her of fraud. He announced an investigation into her while speaking about ICE protests in Minnesota. He claimed she was secretly worth $44 million. He framed her as corrupt, dishonest, and un-American. He did this knowing exactly who his audience was and how they respond. Ilhan Omar responded to those claims clearly. She said there has been a coordinated right-wing disinformation campaign against her since she was elected. She called the claims ridiculous and categorically false. The facts were public. Her financial disclosures showed valuations related to a business co-founded by her husband, with estimates ranging from $5 million to $25 million, compared to much lower prior valuations.
Last year, Omar told Business Insider, quote, "Since getting elected, there has been a coordinated right-wing disinformation campaign claiming all sorts of wild things, including the ridiculous claim, 'I am worth millions of dollars,' which is categorically false." Omar disclosed 2024 valuations of Rose Lake Capital LLC, a business firm co-founded by her husband, between $5 million and $25 million, which was reported the same company's value was between $1 and $1,000 in 2023. Omar is a frequent target of Republicans, as the president has referred to her as, quote, "garbage," and has also said Somalis should, quote, "go back to where they came from."
That discrepancy became fuel for conspiracy theories, not evidence of wrongdoing. But Trump does not need evidence. He needs a villain. This is the same woman Trump has called garbage. The same congresswoman he has said should go back to where she came from. The same Somali-American lawmaker he has used as a stand-in for his broader attacks on immigrants and refugees. This is not policy disagreement. This is personal. This is racialized. And it is intentional. After Trump attacks, right-wing media follows. Reporters confront Omar with baseless questions about immigration fraud, deportation, and imaginary billions in state fraud. One reporter asked if she feared deportation of a United States congresswoman.
Congresswoman, Republicans have repeatedly stated that you committed immigration fraud. Are you at all worried about a formal investigation that could perhaps lead to your deportation?
Well, you're one of those people.
I don't know what that means, but are you at all concerned?
Do I look concerned?
I guess not.
Okay.
All right. What about the Minnesota fraud hearing? You didn't show up for that. Do you think you should have?
Why should I have?
Well, it happened in your state. Don't you want to defend your position?
There were people from my state that were there.
Okay, but why not you? I mean, there's allegations that you're complicit in the fraud. Wouldn't you want to show up?
Why would there be an allegation that I'm complicit? How would I be complicit?
When she challenged the absurdity of a claim that $9 billion in Minnesota resources had disappeared, the reporter doubled down.
Well, what about Tim
Do
Walz?
you just ask stupid questions? Is this your thing?
I'm curious to get your thoughts.
No,
I mean, there's a lot of controversy around the issue. $9 billion in fraud in the state of Minnesota.
$9 billion?
You don't think so?
Really?
Yeah, and counting. Probably more, honestly. You think that's fake news or what?
That is more than half of the resources that are allocated.
Okay.
So you genuinely, your brain has told you that it is possible for half of the resources.
I'm just going off of what
for our public service to half disappear is what you're saying.
This was not journalism. This was provocation. And then comes the final step. The permission structure. When powerful figures repeatedly frame someone as dangerous, corrupt, or illegitimate, unstable individuals hear that message loud and clear. They feel justified. They feel righteous. They feel authorized. That is what happened in that town hall. And what did Trump do after the attack? Did he condemn it? Did he call for calm? Did he express concern for a fellow American public servant? No. He went on television and suggested, without evidence, that Ilhan Omar probably staged the attack herself. He admitted he had not even watched the video. A former president of the United States accused a congresswoman of faking her own assault. That is not leadership. That is cruelty. That is gaslighting. And that is exactly how political violence is normalized. We have seen this before. January 6th was not spontaneous. It was incited. Trump learned long ago how to set violence in motion while keeping his hands technically clean. He winds people up, points them toward a target, and then walks away claiming innocence when things explode. Threats against members of Congress are rising every year. Lawmakers now require increased security. Their families are targeted. Women and minority lawmakers face disproportionate abuse and danger. This is not normal. This is not sustainable. And it is not accidental. Some politicians issued mild condemnations after the attack. Others offered thoughts and prayers. But condemnation without accountability means nothing. Violence does not happen in a vacuum. It happens in environments shaped by rhetoric, lies, and fear. And Trump has spent years cultivating that environment. Ilhan Omar almost became a victim not just of one attacker, but of a political culture that tolerates incitement and rewards outrage. A culture where leaders are afraid to confront Trump directly. A culture where go along to get along politics leaves people exposed. This is bigger than one town hall. This is about whether democracy can survive when words are used as weapons and violence becomes a feature, not a bug. We are anonymous. We do not forget. We do not look away. If you are watching this, do not be passive. Share this story. Talk about it. Support independent media. Vote. Organize. Demand accountability. Silence is permission. Action is resistance. We are anonymous, and we are watching.